Welcome to the 13th interview for marketing-interview.com. We have Mariela Tzvetanova as our guest today. She's Chief Marketing Officer at Imperia Online. Imperia Online is a Bulgarian company specializing in the development and operation of strategy and multiplayer online games. The company is known for the game Imperia Online, which is available in over 40 languages. Welcome, Mariela. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you, Noah?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Mariela, why did you decide to go into marketing and how did all of it start?
Thank you for the invite. It will be a long talk because it's over 15 years that I'm doing marketing and business. And I started when I was a student working for SBS Broadcasting, doing outbound research on the phone. And it was fun because there were lots of students doing that as well back in this time. But it taught me a lot that, for example, you should be smiling the whole time when you're even calling and nobody's seeing you. And lots of things regarding how exactly to ask the questions in order to get a positive reply because you're interrupting somebody's life. So that was the first time that I started any kind of market research, sales kind of approach. And then while I was studying in Barcelona, I got into España Rusa, which is an agency helping different Russian companies or people that want to enter the Spanish market to invest in properties or other kind of let's say real estate. And I was supposed to call different hotels or even agencies in Spanish, in English, and convince them to work on CPC, CPN models for the website and also for the offline journal that they had. It was like a monthly newsletter or something like that. But it was again like the first touch with all these models, how exactly to convince them, what are they going to receive at the end of the month, and all that kind of questions that they had. And I started researching for myself. So yeah, that's why I thought, okay, I really like it. It's like something I want to, the area I really want to grow and to kind of be consistent. That's why I started.
Understand. So now you're CMO of Imperia Online. How did you get into this company then after you were in sales and you were in this marketing field in the agency?
Yeah, after I got back from my master's in Barcelona, it was related to business administration, but there were lots of like digital kind of distribution topics because there were a lot of professors coming from the real business cases, and they were like really investing their time with the students, which I really liked. And the whole international experience also helped me. When I got back here in Bulgaria, I applied for lots of different positions that were related to sales, business development, some of them with Spanish. And that's how I actually ended up in Lidango as business development manager for Latin America. And I started lots of research work with the co-founders there because they really wanted to enter the Latin American market, starting first from Mexico with online cosmetics, supplements. They were selling everything online. So I had to research not only logistics in Mexico, but also all kinds of distribution models, including online payments. So I started working with payment providers, advertising agencies, whatever you can think that can support an online page that is for selling products. And then with this know-how, I actually started, after 2 years, started looking for new opportunities. And it was like the biggest match for the job offer here in Imperia Online. They are also selling online games. So even the markets were similar because they're really um, popular in Brazil, in Mexico with Imperia Online, the MMO game. So it was a great exchange of networking contacts that I already had, but also a whole different kind of new industry. So there was no the product was absolutely different. I mean, there is no physical product here that should be delivered. I was relieved not going to be talking to those logistic companies that were really actually difficult to talk to. And I love my job here. I'm here for 11 years already. And it's really mixed up between marketing and business development position that's connected to all kinds of B2B relations that can help the company grow.
Perfect. So how was this leap for you from selling physical products to going and selling online games? Was it a big jump for you that you had to overcome, or was it pretty easy for you?
That part was the easy part, that there is no logistics and no CD game or something like that should be sold. But the hard part, of course, was to go back to gaming because I was a gamer when I was a small child with spending with my sister lots of hours during the summer breaks playing games, but it was a long time ago, so I had to go back to this. My husband is a gamer, so it was not that difficult because he showed me the new trends, what's relevant, what's not. And I started playing the games because I really wanted to know what I'm selling. I'm actually selling the license of our games. That's why it's B2B sales more than B2C sales. Because we definitely think that we can go to more and more markets by multiplying the success of our games with white labels so that they can be not just localized, like you said, in so many languages, but also to be localized with different art, different music, even different title, and to use the power of another company that's really specialized in one market, let's say Turkish market or an Asian market where we don't feel that confident.
I understand. How do you find these new cooperation partners for your games in these different markets?
It is a long process, and I'm really thankful for my team because we research thousands of companies. We go to business-to-business conferences like every 3 to 6 months, but we also participate in the meantime to lots of online conferences. We listen to different kind of lectures to understand the trends, to know who is doing what. And we prepare a full agenda of meetings before going to the actual conferences. So we are super well prepared what we are looking for at those conferences. We normally go 2 to 4 people in order to actually both listen to the lectures, have really well prepared pitch decks to the companies. We have enough time to get notes and everything, and actually to have a successful meeting and follow up after that, because you can network, of course, everywhere and all the time, but if you really want to have a result after those meetings and not just waste your time, you have to be really confident what you want to achieve after this 30-minute meeting. And that's how we actually start the conversations. Normally it's this way, not just pure cold calling, but related to some kind of event or something that really draw our attention to this company. Sometimes, of course, there is cold calling in LinkedIn. We are normally there the whole day, emailing, reminding. because not everyone has the same amount of time. And I have, like I said, a great team. Right now we are 4 people, BTech and marketing, and they're helping me a lot also with the corporate PR and how the company is looking on the social media, how exactly to create the whole presentation for the right partner, and everything is done in-house from our team. I am trying to mentor young people, which are still even students, and it's a hard task for them also because they're trying to get excellent results in the university and to be present here. Because, like you see, I mean, at the office right now, we normally work from here. Sometimes we have remote days, but whenever you're working with young people that are just starting in the game industry, they feel better here, like the whole spirit of the game company, the products, they can actually understand more from the whole environment, from the engineers, from the artists, and the environment here is really great.
I understand. When you're at these conferences or at these events, how do you start off the conversations if you don't know the people you're talking to before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we start them in different ways. Sometimes it's just the normal, like small talk. How was your flight? From where did you come, or are you just local? Is it your first Gamescom? Because Gamescom is our biggest event in the industry in Cologne, Germany, every summer. And normally people are like super positive. Our industry is not that big, let's say. It's very friendly environment. People are really approachable and open to talk regarding their product or service. So it's not that hard. I mean, there are lots of networking events, parties. You can just grab coffee, whatever, whenever you have time with somebody, or even just wait for them to finish another meeting and start asking them questions, like just give them your mobile game so they can try it. And while they're trying it, you can explain what's your business model. It's like really like easygoing, let's say.
I understand. I understand. What has helped you to grow and develop the most?
Well, I believe it's the whole company culture and the fact that here the CEO is really investing in people, in the trainings, and we are trying to be every time with the trends, to be the first adopters. Even we got acquired in 2018 by Stillfront Group. They're a Swedish group of 20 companies from all over the world. Like there are lots of German, American, Arabic companies in this group, and all of us we're doing free-to-play games, but we've never stopped trying new stuff. Like right now with the AI trends, we are like using them for all of our games in order to improve the process, to be faster, not just lay off people or stay from cost or something like that. We're trying to get better like every day. And it was through all these 11 years, the same, like every morning we are looking into the news. We are discussing what's new, what's going on with the rest of the game companies in the industry, what could be improved with our games and our approach to the business partners in order to actually be a win-win deal, let's say this way. So that's why I think I'm here for that long, and I feel I really like it.
Understand. How are you currently training yourself and your team?
We actually started recently the LinkedIn learning sessions from the Sales Navigator and premium account that we have. We found lots of relevant business development and marketing, sales, educational videos. Of course, they're not always regarding gaming, but they can be used for it as well. And of course, we always strive to look into the videos from the conferences that are regarding mobile games and really on point. We also try to be always like relevant with our emails, changing the approach, new templates, what's going on, how to use AI so that we can be faster, but not like spammy or something like that. Because we're not pure sales people, and we definitely think that we should have like a network and real connection to the people we work with.
Understand. Do you use? I mean, you mentioned you mentioned LinkedIn before. Do you use other social media platforms to stay up to date?
Yeah, of course, we use Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok because of the user acquisition marketing campaigns we're doing. It's definitely trendy, and whenever you have a game with a little bit younger audience, you should be aware of what they really like and what they expect you to like get their attention with. It's not just a regular video anymore of a gameplay and that's it. It's a beautiful game and that's it. No, you should be like UGC creating with different kind of influencers. Sometimes you try even to approach them with younger people playing the game and showing it like this, and even the way they talk and provide the information about this game is like really changing the whole user acquisition for us. So that's why we are like everywhere, let's say. And of course, I'm subscribed to lots of newsletters that are coming to my email. I look into all kinds of online conferences. We go sometimes here in Bulgaria to some conferences like Digitalk, DigiPay, and they're not that often. They're not like all of them game related, but there's some, at least for the creative industry, like Createch. So definitely at least once or twice per month, looking into conferences and their content. And staying with what the competitors are doing is also important for us. We look into lots of analytics information in data AI. It's a tool that's providing us with all kinds of metrics regarding the rest of the games that are similar to ours. And sometimes, of course, we go back and look into what we're doing wrong. And there is like a lot of work also with the product managers. They're like project managers / product owners / product marketing people, because they really know their product and they know best how exactly to market the game, but also how exactly to even provide the ads inside their mobile games so that they're not too spammy, not like too flashy, or to make the game like make the players go out of the game. And I feel that if it's not their knowledge, we would start using maybe the same kind of funnels, the same kind of flow of ads in all of the apps. But it's not like that. They always like strive to give opinion, to make adjustments, and definitely right now they have nothing to do. Even one of the games doesn't have ads at all because they said that the users are like really unhappy with all kinds of video or banners or whatever interstitials that they provide. So yeah, it's a custom approach.
I see. Do you have children, if I may ask?
Yeah, I have two kids. My daughter is almost 6 years old, and my son is almost 3 years old. And they definitely look into the computer of their father while he's playing games. Of course, he's trying not to do it while they're around because normally he's like a really hardcore gamer and the games are not for kids. But yeah, really, like it's nothing like Dota or yeah, it's nothing that they should be looking at. But for the mobile games, I feel that they're really interested. I'm trying not to show them too much of the uh, products that we have, but one of them was exactly was like an endless runner, and I was sure that they will be like really into it. And that's what happened with my daughter. She was like, "Oh, can I play your game again and again and again?" And at some point, I just said, "Oh, there is no internet." I was on airplane mode, so I can stop her. But I'm trying to like. Mm, Not give them too much screen time. They're too small, and they're for now like really creative, really into arts, singing, and I don't want to stop this whole process with the devices.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
What advice would you give your children if they wanted to follow the same path as you and started from scratch?
Well, to be confident in every step of the way because sometimes it's really tricky. There are too many rejections, and you can feel that you're not doing the right job, or it's not for you, or you were doing it for nothing for like, let's say, 5 or 6 years. But when you're working hard and learning new stuff every day, um, you can just change a little bit the approach and everything will be fine. But yeah, you have to be really patient and like grounded in order to do that. And that would be my advice. I'm not sure if I would advise them to follow exactly the marketing, sales, business development profession because it's lots of work and it's sometimes with lots of pressure because of the deadlines, because of the fact that these revenue streams are really important for the company and you feel responsible for the rest of the team, like in a way, like maybe the company wouldn't be doing that well if you don't sign a huge deal. And this is kind of related to your health at some point, to your sleep and so on. So maybe if they choose something that's not that, let's say, responsible as a position, I would be also okay. But it really depends on them. I mean, whatever they choose, I'm okay with that.
That's a very good point that you made when you said that they should just focus on getting better, and even though things are not going their way, still they should try to improve themselves, because sometimes it's like everything is wrong for you at the moment.
Yeah.
Every situation that you encounter is not the best situation, right? You are in this hole where you have to work and work and work, and you don't see the end of the tunnel. You are just focusing on your work, and everybody around you is saying, "Oh, is it really working for you? Are you really doing a good job? Are you sure that this is the right path for your future?" But you know yourself that you get better day by day by day by day. And if you focus on that, that's the biggest investment that you can make, just to keep working, keep getting better, investing in yourself, because this is the biggest dividend that you can get, that you are going to become very good in what you do, right? And I think that's also when you look back in the future, if you look back on your life, you will think, I'm not proud of the achievements which are money or status or whatever it is. You are the proudest of the person you have become, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're just connecting the dots. For example, I studied that hard Spanish. I don't remember it that perfectly nowadays, but I know that this hard work while I was studying all those words or even reading those books was actually part of the process, and this knowledge gave me lots of things that helped me at some point. And yeah, you're just, like I said, connecting the dots and looking back into not just, like you said, the money or what you achieved as an award or something, but what you've become and what you're leading for those kids. And would they remember you in a positive way? Would they actually tell stories about you to their grandchildren one day? That's the important part, actually.
That's true. That's true. So if they wanted to become head of marketing like you are, what steps do they need to take in order to become successful?
Well, if they really want to be successful in this field, I won't lie that I still believe in the university education. I know it's a tricky thing right now for the young people. I feel that they're like pushing it like super hard while they're studying. They're also having not even one but two jobs. Back in the days, I was just studying and having some internships, but not like them, like almost full time or something like that. Um, so, okay, let's say part time, but also studying in the university. And even if it's like new way of studying in the university, for example, just less years, 3 years, not having master's degrees, but still having that time, being there, looking into all these books, listening to those people that are actually their professors and they have something to share, even if they're not like the super trendy and they're old fashioned or they feel that they're not giving them the new digital era kind of information. I definitely think that they should be there. Like even after a while, they will like reconsider what they studied there and look in a new way to those topics. What their old professors gave them would be in a different light, let's say. And after that, yeah, of course, while they're studying, lots of internships, lots of work on themselves. Like even I believe that learning new languages is important, especially for the salespeople. It's I felt lots of times that I'm like stepping to a business conversation with even 3 or 4 sentences in Spanish, even if I go after that in English, that I'm breaking the whole barrier between us. And I'm like, maybe it would take me 4 or 5 calls to get there, but I'm there just in like minutes because they feel that more like safer and they can talk to me in a different way. And I believe that languages for this profession are really important. They can also give you a lot of information about the culture and how exactly to approach those markets. And even if you have all the marketing materials in correct, let's say Spanish, if you know it, you will know that oh, they don't say that. It won't look good on this like brochure or banner or video. We should definitely change it or that kind of things that will really help you. And of course, to like get certified if they want to do user acquisition with all the Google, Facebook, Meta certificates, even to try all the new networks. This will give them lots of insights for like Snap, TikTok, or they can reuse some of this knowledge for Meta, Google Ads after that, even if they focus on just one network where they will do the marketing, they will feel that they know stuff from the rest of the networks. And regarding the business-to-business sales, it's really lots of books, like how exactly to even be yourself more approachable, how to present stuff. I think that being a speaker was also part of the way during all these years. Maybe in 2017, I started speaking at business-to-business conferences. At first, I thought, what's the point? Why I'm doing this? Okay, sharing knowledge and so on. But I can share it even from down there, like having those meetings and everything. But they feel like they can approach you after the presentation. It's like, even after that, when there is a recording, they can actually write you an email regarding something they saw in the presentation. You have all those speakers, dinners, where you have the contact with the rest of the speakers. You went through the same path in order to get to this presentation, to this event, and it's really making the distance smaller, and it's easier to connect to people. And it's part of the way to actually get the sales done even better, to be like a better professional. So there are lots of tricks and stuff I'm doing with even here the interns that I'm mentoring. They're like laughing that I'm making them make their email, like their normal folder, the mailbox, empty. Like they have to label every single email or just delete it with a different label, to create new labels if they don't have them, to reply to everything. There is a rule that they should reply to every single email up to between 3 and 5 business days. And even if it's a stupid reply or just thank you or whatever, I'm making them do that. And this is like a whole culture of like communications. And after a while, at first they're like, what? I should do that. It will waste my whole time. But after a while, they're like, oh, I'm really grateful that I'm doing that. I will like be able to find this and that. I'm really sure that I have a contact with this company because they already ordered everything and they really remember it. It was not just some kind of spammy thing that they were doing.
That's a good one. That's a good one. How was it for you when you started speaking on stages? Because I think a lot of speakers or people who are just starting out to speak on stages, they have a lot of anxiety in them, right? You go on the stage and then you have this maybe panic attack within you. How was that for you to tackle this type of panic and anxiety?
It was funny because I was training it here at the office. And I was literally crying. One of the times that I was like training, it was like the same kind of stage with everything was like simulated in a hall that was even that big as where I was supposed to speak, and everything was like, okay, these are the chairs where people would be sitting and listening to me, and I was like, this is like awful. I won't be doing that. I can't do it. And I started crying. But I think that this was the point. Like, this was the panic attack. And after that, I was like, okay, I already cried about it. I can do it, whatever happens. And the fact that I was actually alone in Tel Aviv, that was the first time that I spoke at Israel Mobile Summit. I was really thankful to the organizer, Ophir. He was really positive, and he knew that it's my first time, but he was like, whatever, you can do it. He was really giving me a hand there. And he even gave me another speech before the actual speech at the event, at some small like networking dinner before that, which was not part of the plan at first, but he told me about it maybe 5 or 7 days ahead. And I was prepared, but it was like not part of the plan at first. But I think that this was also important, that he believed in me. He was there for me. And he gave me even this smaller opportunity before that because I already knew some of the people, some of the faces when I went to the stage the next day. And from that moment on, it was okay. I mean, after this lecture, everything was fine with the rest of them. I found out that it's not that good actually to train that much. I mean, of course, you should repeat them. I'm not doing it in front of a mirror, but I'm repeating them, but not that much, really. Like bullet points and repeating what you should say, but not with the actual words, because after that, it's like a mixed up process when you're trying to like search for the actual sentence that you really like, but you can't remember it at the stage. That's not a good thing to do.
That's true. That's true. When I was younger, I played guitar in front of people, and my guitar player always said, even if you stumble and fail your notes, just keep on playing. It's fine. Nobody will notice, right? You are the only one who notices it. And I always see holding a speech or speaking in front of a lot of people like a fight. I have a martial arts background, and before the speech, you are very tense. You're afraid, you're anxious even. But then once you start with the speech and it's like in a fight, it's all clear. All the adrenaline is gone and you start and you're just yourself. So I think the moments before the speech or the fight are exactly the same. A lot of anxiety, a lot of adrenaline, but once you get going, it's all good.
Yeah. It's the same when you're doing something like a test with a timing or something for a certificate where you're really anxious about it. But when it actually starts, you're like, okay, I know this. I'm already concentrated and you're doing it. Like,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is there a moment in your career that you're particularly proud of?
Yeah. Becoming actually the chief marketing officer was one of those moments. Back in 2017, of course, all of those business deals that actually made that happen was important for me, like the deal with Viber for the Viber games section that was initiated by Rakuten back then. It was really nice because the whole process was creative with their team connected to ours, with even the Viber tickets connected to our game. And all of us were thinking how exactly to approach this. The artists were doing different interactions with the stickers, with the whole design of the game. It was really nice. And working with different providers for the Windows games, it was important with this. We're still working even with this Spanish company, Game Troopers. They're a great partner of ours. The whole deal was started and signed by me. Of course, there were lots of others, like they're even not active anymore. Like the Viber one, there is no Viber games anymore, but they were part of the way, and I really enjoyed doing all these projects. And of course, the last ones, but they're like still confidential. I'm really proud of the last deal that I made. I feel that every time the last one is like the most important one, and you don't even have time to celebrate the previous ones. But it's part of the thing. I mean,
it's true. It's true. I also barely celebrate my victories. I maybe do a big deal. I have some, for example, great interview or make a good business deal. I make some money. But I always think, no, we're not there yet. I'm not ready to celebrate. So to be honest with you, I had a lot of business successes, but I never celebrated one. And that's kind of sad, to be honest, because I think it's the best if you celebrate even small victories. But that's something I have to learn as well.
I felt obliged to do that because of the team and the hard work they're doing, because they actually do the whole research. They're into every small detail behind the deal. And I'm, of course, helping them, at, let's say, the final steps, or tuning this or that, and trying to be there for them and to actually get the most of the deal. And I feel that the previous deal for Crush the Mall game, which we acquired with the help of Steelfront, with their funding, and it was like something that I really strive to help one of our business too. But it was like his deal. I feel that it's his deal, and I was like more able to celebrate his deal, because it was like a long path, and I was really proud of him. But it's not the same for yourself. Like, it's a little bit harder for yourself.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
What has been your biggest challenge that you had to overcome?
All those rejections, of course, and to actually stay positive, be there, and try again, and invent a new approach when you see that maybe you're lacking something, and the feedback you're trying to get from all these business partners at some point is helpful, but you should be open enough to actually receive it, perceive it, and use it for something good. I think that I learned a lot about this kind of approach during the years. At first, I definitely think I was more like not listening to what they're saying, but now I believe that I'm like more flexible, let's say.
Understand. That's a good point that you just made. I think in the darkest of days, if we just give ourselves hope, that's what a strong character is about. Because I think a lot of people, especially in the entrepreneur world, they encounter some difficulties and they are going to be like, okay, that's it. It didn't work out for me, fine, I'm going to quit it. But I think if you stay strong, and even though everything is going against you, the whole world is not working in your favor, and you stay strong and you do the stuff you're supposed to do, you will reach your light. And that's what I think makes a great entrepreneur. Because there are a lot of people out there who got rich by doing one thing, and then they think, okay, I made it, I'm great. But to see stories like Elon Musk's story, where you see that he had to sleep on the couch, he's still sleeping on the couch in his office, and he has to work every day, and the day after, and even in 3 years he's going to work 40 hours to 24 hours a day. And to see something like that, that's the people I really admire, where you can see they don't give up. Even if everything goes against them, they stay strong. They can handle a rejection. And that's something that's, I think, a lot of people have to learn in this world. So what do you...
Yeah, we have to be persistent.
That's true. What do you think is the biggest marketing mistakes companies are currently making?
Well, maybe not paying enough attention to the trends sometimes, because they feel, okay, our funnel is working just quite well. Why to adopt this or that? It will break something. If it's new, it's not always a good idea, or this is not for us. But actually, there is always space for R&D, and you can do it even slowly in a safer way, but you can still be like there for the new things and adopt them. I feel that this is one of the things that's like breaking somewhere there the companies.
You also talked about this AI tool that you used for your competitor research. What exactly is this AI tool about? What's the name of this AI tool? I've never heard of that.
Um, you mean the data AI? It's not actually. I guess that they're already using AI, but it's just the name. Before that, it was at Ani, and it is like software where you can actually look into all the charts of different mobile games and how they're doing in different markets. Let's say worldwide, or only the States, or only Germany, and then look into their whole presentation on Android, on iOS, and maybe even to look again back to your game. Your game would be also present there, and where you are placed in the chart, so you can actually compare yourself and gain some knowledge from all these KPIs that are there. We definitely use it a lot. It's not always like super accurate, like to the day that you're looking at, but it's almost accurate, and you can get a great picture of it. And in terms of AI, we use lots of tools from Stable Diffusion to ChatGPT, and different departments use different software. For us, for the sales, marketing, and BizDev, the ChatGPT is the most relevant one, of course. But we even have our own approach to it. Our AI and learning manager is doing a lot of custom work in order to actually have a model that's really useful for our company. I definitely think that this will help us a lot in future. It's already helping us. Like we used to spend more time on different tasks. Even artists are trying to adopt it. Sometimes it's harder for them because they're really creative personalities, but they still feel that this is helping them.
What are the use cases that you use AI for? For example, other than ChatGPT, I mean, ChatGPT is like the regular thing that everybody uses. But what other use cases do you have for AI?
For example, there were lots of like processes that were like cutting timing regarding, let's say, the creative work of avatars that are almost repeating avatars for our games. But at some point you start not being that creative. What should be the next hero, or what exactly to make in order to be like really engaging the new users or even the old ones. And this helped us a lot with the creative process. We also created lots of descriptions, of course, that we were spending lots of time, that were even translated in different languages faster with DeepL. So like the whole process is like connected now to AI. I can't even imagine doing stuff anymore without it. But when, yeah, really. But when it appeared, we were like all people, like, oh, this is new, this is bad, and we didn't want to actually start using it. But here, the founders, the CEO, also really like forced us to do even everyday small stuff, like searching for a recipe, but not in Google, but there. And after that, to discuss it with your team on the stand-up every morning. Like, I looked into this and that 1 or 2 hours yesterday, and this was actually a better approach. If you ask this and that question, it is like better, even better results. And the rest of the teams, of course, with the art and the code and so on, I can't even describe it. But this kind of approach, like doing it every day, like every single day, and looking for prompts in the internet and what's trendy, what's going on. Should we pay for this software that will help us to do this and that, or should we just create our own or something like that? It was always a topic, and now it's like part of our life here. So yeah, that definitely changed everything. But nowadays I feel like, yeah, it's part of the normal everyday work.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I think AI helped me also a lot to spend my time more effectively. I think I can get things done in 1/5 of the time. When I was
Exactly.
probably like 5 years ago, I spent on just a simple advertising copy, which was maybe 10 sentences long, 3 hours. Nowadays, I write the outline, I know how to write the copy, and I give it to ChatGPT. He or she or it writes it, corrects it for me, writes it better, and then I'm done in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it's finished. Right? Maybe I'm also better at marketing nowadays. That's also the reason why my copy is getting, why I can write copy quicker, but it makes everything so much more simple just to write a simple email or to write advertising copy, even to do presentations. It's a really, really big blessing for the marketing industry, I think. Which marketing activities do you think will have the greatest opportunities in the future?
Marketing activities, I don't know. Maybe they will stay with this hybrid, at least in our industry, the hybrid models of placing conferences. There is one online edition and one offline edition. And people can choose between those two different tickets and actually like be there while they're streaming events. And this is also like a good way to connect with contacts that you really want to find if you can't travel. And I just remember that one of my maternity leaves was around these COVID times when I didn't have the opportunity to travel, but I even was not able to because of my kids. They were too small. But I actually got this period of time when people were all online and I had the opportunity to be there online with them. So I didn't miss that much of the trends and what's going on. And I was working the whole time during my 2 maternity leaves. And here in Bulgaria, you can actually have a maternity leave between 1 and 3 years. And it's a really long time. And sometimes people spend this whole time at home without doing nothing. And after that, they actually restart their careers or even reorient themselves to another profession or switch positions or something because everything changed between those 2 years. Normally they take 2 years and I took just 1 year and I was half part working between around this year online. And I definitely think that these kind of activities that are online can actually save the day when you're really motivated. I'm not saying that we should be all online remotely working. I don't actually like this. I prefer to be here at the office, but when you know what you're doing and you feel responsible already for your path, I think that it can actually help you.
But when it comes to networking on these events, right? Isn't it a problem if you just visit the event online because you cannot get in contact with people so well, like as if you would just go physically to the events? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is hard. It is harder. In my case, I'm lots of years part of the industry, so sometimes it's okay to be missing here and there because people still know you and it's not like pure cold calling. But definitely if you're there, it's easier. You can, like I said, just grab coffee with them and it's like a better connection. You can talk not only regarding business stuff, but also like even connect in a different level, talk about their country, their family, or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. So what is your vision for the future and what do you want to achieve in the future?
That's a difficult one because right now I feel that I'm on a crossroads or is something that I'm creating in my head, maybe. Because I'm, let's say, almost 40, but I'm still 36 actually. And I feel that until 40, I have time to, or at least it's in my head to think about it if I want to continue here in another similar company or just to start my own. I think that all of those paths are not wrong. They have their good and bad. And that's why I'm so confused what should be next for me. But I definitely want to not stop learning, to be around young people, because while I'm mentoring, I feel that I'm also studying, and I feel that I'm not that disconnected even to my children, because the last interns that I had are 20 years old, and the difference is like huge. I could be their mother if I got into maternity leave earlier in my life, but the difference is huge. And I get to a point where I need to break the way that I'm communicating, which is actually giving me a new way of communication skills that is helping me also with my work and what's trendy, what's not, how exactly to communicate even the whole campaigns of our products. And it's opening new windows like the whole time. And that's why I feel that we should learn stuff from our kids, from our newbies in the companies, and not just go and look our way because we did something well in the past.
That's true. That's true. So you were just talking about this company you might start in the future. If you would build this company, what business model and what industry would you choose and why?
If I knew, I would start it today. Yeah, I would either stay in the game industry or at least stay close to it with software, IT, or e-commerce, where I feel that I have enough networking connections and also the knowledge, of course, to actually help and be providing good stuff to other companies. But I feel that it should be like it's dev work. I mean, even if it's like service kind of consulting or anything that, it should be what I'm doing right now.
That's true. That's true. But don't you think if you wanted to come up with a game, it would be very expensive to start something like that? Because I mean, the initial cost would be very high, wouldn't it?
Oh no, I don't want to start a game.
Or you wouldn't
Definitely
say,
no. I'm not a product girl. This is not where I'm really good at. This is something that maybe game designers could start one day with all their knowledge, how exactly to construct the game, to be interesting, to be monetizing. But I'm good at the whole business to business, selling even a pen or selling the whole idea, even if I don't know all the details of the idea. This is where I'm good at, and that's where I can feel that I can help co-founders or CEOs that are really stuck into their normal tasks, and they have too many people that are waiting for them, and they don't have enough time for the business-to-business communications. That's where I helped in my first company, and now in the second. Even if they were in different industries, that's where I feel I'm the most helpful.
yeah, yeah, I understand. I understand. What marketing steps would you use to build this brand or your own company?
That's an interesting one. I would definitely start with thorough market research to understand and target the audience and identify pain points. And of course, after that, I should definitely have a good online presence, really strong one, with content marketing, social media, as EO, and everything is really crucial in this digital era where you should be providing that kind of content even before you start, because whenever you start, they will start looking into that. So I might leverage all the connections that I already have, even for their opinion, for their advice, and if it's something that's really like giving a win-win, and I feel that I can help a concrete company, I would even cold call them, approach them with my idea. And of course, you should be ready to first work just pro bono and like wait for the results after that.
That's true. That's true. What type of content marketing would you do? So what type of content formats would you produce? Would you focus on video, or would you focus on pictures? Would you focus on education? Would you focus on something like I do, interviews? What type of content would you produce?
Yeah, definitely video. I think that your content is great, and it could be used in shorter formats that could be catchy, and after that reshared in different social media like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, even LinkedIn. Yeah. And with the right connections, you can actually tag people or companies that are related to this content while you're taking opinions and surveying around. You can actually get into the right path, and it shouldn't be just a plan that's really fixed and that's it. I had to make 3 posts this week and that's it. No, if you have content and if something's really, if you're really passionate about it, you should say, because people normally feel that you're honest, and they feel connected to what you're saying if you're really like doing it at the moment, when not just like I said, when you're speaking, retraining it too many times. The same way it's with the social content that you're creating about your, let's say, startup or a company. And I was looking into like Cody Sanchez, for example. She has lots of Instagram videos and advising all kinds of, let's say, people that are almost ready to start a business but not sure what to actually buy businesses from, like family owners that don't want to proceed anymore with this hard work, or they don't want to digitalize their small business, but they can just not start from scratch or to renew something that's already there. I think that this is like a really great idea. And even if you're starting something on your own, if you listen to her and her advice, it's like there are lots of things that you can actually reuse.
That's a good one. I think it's a good way to just start an existing company, because then you already have your customers, you have product market fit, and it's way harder to stay. It is way harder to start a new company from scratch than to just buy an existing one and to make it better, right? Because in the beginning, you just don't know. Do you have the market fit? Are the people actually that you're targeting the right people? I mean, okay, that's the market fit. Is your product any good? Even if you have market fit, is your product any good? And all of these things that you have to figure out along the way. And I mean, the most important thing is also the people that are working for you. If you just buy an existing company, you have the people. But to find the people that are good for your company is also like the next type of mission that you have to accomplish. So that's a great advice. I think that's something nobody ever has said in this interview. And it's also something that way too less people speak about in the internet world, I would say. So when it comes to employees, how do you find suitable employees for your company that you're working for right now?
Actually, we have an academy, IT Talents, for people that want to start in the IT sector as engineers. And they go to a 5 month training. And since we are helping this NGO, the co-founders of our company are the same as of this academy for more than 10 years. It was like easier for us to find talent, to train talent from scratch, let's say, and to actually have all these engineers learning new stuff every single day so that they can be really up to date with what's needed for our games. And not actually to compete with the rest of the studio. There are not too many studios like in the game industry in Bulgaria, but to compete, let's say, with the software industry and fight for talent and make like a fake kind of, let's say, approach to this. And I reuse this model for my team, for the marketing and business development through these internship programs where they actually stay here and learn new stuff for at least 3 months. Sometimes they even had internships for 9 months if they wanted to. And I treat them like they're a regular employee. I mean, I don't separate the tasks. If I see them that they can do that and they can actually learn a lot of new information really in a fast way. I'm even the last ones, they were like trained faster than the previous ones because of the ChatGPT and this era is giving us this opportunity. Yeah. So there is a huge difference, but yeah, this is the way that we actually find people for our company. We normally look into the interns and just hire them if it's possible. And of course, sometimes we just hire people that are, for example, coming back from abroad that just studied their master's there. And it's something really specific for game design that couldn't be find that easily here in Sofia.
Okay, I understand. Which mistake would you avoid in any case with this new company that you would build?
Well, maybe this mistake that you expect people to do stuff the way you're doing them, and just wait a little bit and find the right approach to everyone in the team, because there are lots of introverts, extroverts, people learning faster, people learning slowly, and you just need to wait a little bit. Like that's why the internship is even 3 months. I can't say that after 1 month I'm really confident about what's going on. And after those 3 months or even 6 months, you can actually find the best approach, give the right tasks to these people, and understand what's making them feel happy. And I definitely think that sometimes this is really difficult because it's unavoidable to have like those difficult tasks that everyone doesn't like. But if the environment is good and everything's positive, it's easier to actually go through those difficult tasks.
That's a good point that you made. I have a funny story to that. I have a friend who was working for me for not a long time, but he was in sales. So he was cold calling people for me to get new business. And I studied sales to find the perfect script. I wrote all of it down and studied all of the YouTube videos, all of the courses I did to find this perfect sales script. And I wrote everything precisely down with some diagram. If he says this, then you have to answer this. And if he answers this, then you have to answer that. And I gave him the scripts and he starts to call people. And he didn't use my script at all. He didn't use it at all. And I was so annoyed. I said, hey man, how can it be that you're not using my script? I put so much time and effort into this script. And he said, no man, my strategy is I'm Patrick, the friendly neighbor from next door. And he was actually closing deals with this type of technique, you know. So
Exactly, but it was not your technique. That's what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good point that you made, that not everything has to be as you planned it to be or as you are doing it. If he's successful with the technique he's using, then it's also fine, you know. But in the beginning, when I started out, I wanted everything to be like I wanted it to be. It has to be this phone script. I prepared it for you, man. Can't be that you're not using it. But still fine. Still fine. So let's go
Yeah.
to my last question. Is there a book you would recommend?
Yeah, there are lots of books. I'm like really passionate about those self-improvement books, but they're maybe at some point repeating. And that's why I believe that when I started training people, what helped me the most was 100 Ways to Motivate Others by Steve Chandler. Because I was making so many notes, rereading stuff, and yeah, I felt that it's really helping me at that point.
Perfect, perfect. Mariela, thanks a lot for this interview. It was exciting to have this interview with you, and I wish you just the best for the future.
Thank you as well for having me here for this invite, and I wish you all the best with your initiative. I think that it's making the difference, and I can learn new stuff from every interview that you're doing.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mariela.